Hey, what's going on, y'all? Today we're going to be reacting to Adin Ross finally realized that he got used again.
Can I tell you guys something? Now that I look back on it, I really, really wish I never got into like politics. Now that I look back at it, it's like, damn, like so many people just tie me to it, and now it's just like no matter what, they don't even get to know who I am because they don't like even want to. Oh, you did this shit with Trump. You get what I'm saying? Like, and I really, really understand other people's side. And as I'm getting older, I'm just like seeing like I just don't think I'll ever care enough again for any other politician ever in the future. Just because it's like at the end of the day, bro, like humans, we're all humans, you know.
This is such a crazy statement, and people are not talking about this enough. During last year's election and overall political cycle, influencers were used heavily in order to endorse different politicians in order to get their narratives out there to a younger, more impressionable, and honestly, less studied audience. Whether it be Andrew Schultz, Joe Rogan.
Like, I'm not for that at all. Like what went down um, with the election necessarily. You know what I mean? Like, I don't even want to put a stance on the internet, to be honest. But I I definitely peeped what they were doing with like getting all these people on the podcast. Freaking genius, though. Like, you know, personal opinions aside, you know what I mean, political beliefs aside, that was a genius move.
In the Nelk Boys, or now Adin Ross, people's influence was getting used and honestly exploited in order to get their messages out to the masses. Now, the tricky thing about the types like Adin Ross is that he does not understand the level of influence that he has. He constantly promotes these people and puts them in different positions to his audience, and then when the thing no longer suits him, then he abandons them wholeheartedly. He'll go super hard on this thing for months and months and months, you know, pushing this in his life, pushing this on his audience who is young and impressionable, and then later on, he'll just drop it like it's a bad habit. Kind of like that Toy Story meme that I don't want to play with you anymore. And overall,
I feel like I saw so many people too, like during that time when Trump was getting on the podcast and like the right wing thing was getting just more traction on the internet and kind of becoming more popular. You saw all these like creators kind of go like this, start supporting Trump, and then now they've tapered off and they don't support him no more. But for a period there, everybody was with it, and now everybody want to act like they weren't. You know what I mean? Like, bro, at the end of the day, like, you got to stick with something, stand on something, or don't, you know, don't promote it to all your people, because all these people got hella kids in their audience and they just promote all this stuff to the kids, and, you know, they get on the train, ah, shit, so and so thinks it's cool, I'm with that, you feel me? Like, bro. And then, you know, then they hop off once they see that it wasn't the move, but the damage has been done. They already got this guy elected.
that's fine and dandy. He's rich. He can move on to the next thing. He has time, space, finances, and opportunity to just pivot out of it. But for the young and impressionable audience, they are left with the damages done by somebody that they look up to heavy.
I love watching a culture vulture spiral. You made your move. You put your flag in the sand. Now you facing all the backlash. Now you want to backpedal. Nah, stay with your man. Don't let a rich
For real
kid
though.
fool you. All he gives a about his money. You know what it is? He's losing the black dollar. He's losing the black fan. All these companies, everybody knows how important the black dollar is. No matter how much shit they talk on us, they know how important the black dollar is, how important the black vote is. Whatever you want to, any field, the black blank, put it in there. It's important. It matters. Okay. So what he's doing is he's backpedaling, realizing maybe the subs ain't what they used to be, or the influence isn't what it used to be, or too many people are calling me racist, and this, that, and the third. My manager had these racist remarks. I'm not cool with Kai no more. I'm not cool with Speed no more. Yeah, that black impact get weird, right?
Seeing as to how
I'm all about getting to your money. Like, honestly, I can understand why you would want to platform this big guy who's got to have a bunch of pull, you know what I mean? And then you're going to get to your bag. I respect that. But, like, I feel like at the end of the day, you got to draw a line somewhere, and then you got to be able to stand on whoever it is that you're promoting. Because if you promote somebody just to get to the bag, and then afterwards, once you get backlash for it, you know what I mean? You're like, nah, I don't fuck with him anymore, boom, boom. You can't do that, bro. You got to stand on something. Even though I'm all for getting to the bag, at the end of the day, you got to stand on something.
He's one of the biggest streamers in the world, and seeing as to how streaming and content creation is getting more serious in the mainstream industry, it would make a lot of sense for Donald Trump and other politicians to be looking at the likes of Adin Ross to go onto their platforms in order to spread their message. Now, this is no small feat. On one side, it puts legitimacy behind the content creator and the content creator economy as a whole, saying that, hey, we are here, we are taking over new media, we are something to actually be respected and talked about. And two, from the content creator's perspective, it's an opportunity for you to show your young audience who you really are. Can you live up to that level that they're trying to bring you to, the seriousness that you want to convey to people, and what you are going to do with your independent media platform. A lot of times content creators and audience people criticize the mainstream media because they don't take things seriously enough, or they are not objective, etc., etc. But Adin Ross understood the severity and level of this platform that he has.
August 5th, which is next Monday, I have a stream with the President Donald Trump. We've been working on this for weeks, months. It's officially locked in. We will have a live stream with President Donald Trump. This could be by far one of the most important streams I've ever done in my life.
And with knowing the potential gravity of this situation, I mean, literally, you could swing votes here. Adin Ross will take this seriously, right? He's gonna ask questions, give pushback,
He's a goob, bro.
Get him to talk about pressing issues and pressing matters, you would think, right?
And then as soon as the other half of the stream, you're gonna notice it's gonna switch to straight fun stuff. You're gonna see a bunch of different segments that him and I planned. We're gonna react. I'm not gonna say the other segments I planned. It's gonna be straight fun stuff, straight cracking jokes, straight normal stuff, bringing out the fun in President Trump. That's the whole goal I envision.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
You see, I would love to even get him to hop on Monkey with me. I would love to. I'm gonna actually bring that up tonight. I didn't even think about that. I have a friend who's currently being treated unfair by her. He's a rapper named Young Thug.
Yeah.
And I
heard that actually.
Yeah, I just was wondering if there's a way that we can make sure he gets treated fair. That's all.
So I've heard about him.
Really hard-hitting journalism right there.
Dude, I swear to God, when I watch stuff like that, I feel like I'm watching like a parody of real life. Like, you can't even believe that's real life, bro.
Look, I don't have a problem with Adin Ross playing silly games or somewhat humanizing Donald Trump. I do, but I don't have a problem with that if he were to ask the real questions and if he was to have a real interview. If he gave real criticisms, got real stories, gave pushback, all that stuff like that, then I believe that this would be an okay thing. But I remember consuming the interview, and to be quite honest with you, he pulled numbers. 560,000 views. He gave him a Rolex. He gave him a Tesla, a Cybertruck that was wrapped, and he asked him lightweight questions, let him get his rhetoric off, and then played a game of say one word about this person. Hey, the reason why I'm so critical on these content creators is because they don't understand the power that they have. That interview that Trump did with Adin Ross swung a lot of votes. It played a very pivotal role in the election. Same thing with the Andrew Schultz and the Joe Rogan podcast interview that he had. Trump even acknowledges these things.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I watched the Joe Rogan podcast with Trump, and I low-key just expected Rogan to ask a couple more like harder hitting questions. You feel me? Like stuff that the general public wants to know. You know what I mean? Like, but it is what it is.
I have a son who's very smart and tall, Barron. He knows all about you. He knows about guys I never heard of. He said, "Dad, you don't know how big they are. They're big." You know, he told me how big. I said, "Who the hell is he?" Like Ross. I did. He said, "Dad, he's a great guy."
Like Ross.
I mean, guys that are doing. It's a whole new world out there.
It's a different world. And
but, you know, I'm on TikTok now.
Congratulations.
And I've done really well. No, but you know the crazy, have you seen the numbers? Billions of hits. It's crazy.
I'm sure. TikTok's a wild application.
And I've gone up 30 points. A Republican is always down 30 with young people.
Trump is my best moment. The fact that
Dude, his son, Trump's son, really put him on, bro. Like, he saw... Shout out Barron. I don't know about shout out Barron, but shout out Barron's like knowledge of how to get this thing going using the internet, because bro really like he finessed niggas on the low. He really made it happen, bro, and I can respect it. You know what I mean? Like, watch out for that kid, bro.
Even if it's at 0.01%, Alex, the fact that I had a little bit to do with the election is crazy. And the fact that I got the president on a live stream. Nobody's done it live.
Nobody. I was the first one to do them live.
You have influence, but you need to use it wisely. And this is the problem that I have with Adin Ross, the Nelk Boys, and other content creators of the likes. Yeah, it's cool that you have the power to literally sway an election. That's perfectly fine and dandy. I would question and ask, have you done your due diligence on these parties? Or do these parties know about you, know about the influence that you have, and are using you to be manipulated? I think the question is quite clear. Less than a year later, Adin Ross is already backtracking on some of his stances on Donald Trump, which would seem to be marking, to me, the start of another situation in which Adin Ross allowed somebody to come on his live stream, manipulate him to get to his massive audience, to push their ideologies, push their rhetoric, and get their shit off. You know, kind of like how FaZe Banks and the Crypto Bros did when they came on his platform to push big crypto, like how some of the rappers do. They used his platform, manipulated him, and then ran off with the bag. Donald Trump will be no different, and you can see that by Adin Ross backtracking on some of his stances.
You know, I love Trump, but he did say no new wars, and I don't fuck with that. So we gotta, no real shit. We need world peace in the world.
Why do you switch up like that?
Listen, man, I
love Trump.
I would love to talk about that in person. I think I'm gonna make a stream.
I'll set it up.
When's the
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
This year. White House stream is still this year, but I don't know.
Bro, these are real life gurus.
I got invited within the next couple weeks to go to the White House and stream, but like, bro, I don't fucking know, bro. Honestly, I'm gonna be real with you guys. Like, I actually don't know if I want to even.
You realize he was getting finessed.
Shit at all, bro. But like, it's such an honor to go to the White House. You know what I mean? But like, bro, fuck, bro. I'm gonna wait.
Yeah, but you're not going to the White House for the right reasons. You're getting finessed.
One where he meets a guy who he idolizes, looks up to, gets really, really enamored with, platforms him to his young and impressionable.
Speaking of finesse, sorry to keep pausing the video, but you know, this is my channel, so I do what I want. Speaking of getting finessed, Adin Ross really be getting finessed, bro. Like when you think he's been finessed, he's been getting finessed. Damn.
Audience, and then after learning more about them, or maybe promises not fulfilled, or I don't know, seeing a different perspective, he decides to backtrack on some of those stances. You remember his whole Andrew Tate saga that he went through a couple years ago?
Andrew, you know, you actually helped me stop masturbating, because every time that I would masturbate, I would think of you, and I'd be like, nah, this is not right. I'm gonna stop.
What the?
I guess I understand that it's all for like clicks and like you're trying to be, you know what I mean? You're trying to say shit to get clicks. Dude, these people right here, like they genuinely rot your brain. Talk about brain rot, bro. What is this, gang? God damn.
I said I'm gonna stop doing this shit now. No, for real, you put it in my brain. Nah, I haven't done it in months. Swear to God.
Andrew Tate went as far as to putting Adin Ross on his visitation list when he was confined to prison. Now, naturally, because Adin Ross seems to be a follower, he decided to embrace this guy heavily. Went on to different platforms and podcasts to endorse him while having a shaved head to show solidarity or support or trust when it comes to Andrew Tate.
Back to the Tate shit. Have you been in contact with anyone on that side or anything since the fucking arrest went down?
Nah, man, I haven't. And you know, it's crazy what's going on right now. I spoke on a Twitter space about it. This is where I'm at on it, man. You know, he's innocent until proven guilty.
Yeah.
You know, that's how I am. Tate, everyone, I know you guys have met him too. I'm gonna let you guys speak on your experience meeting him. But when I met him, bro, he took me in open arms, me and my whole entire crew, like literally all of us, and we would talk like.
Maybe I'm tripping. But I feel like the whole taking Adin in and like, you know what I mean, making this your little protege or whatever. He was just trying to push his image on the internet, and Adin, kind of a, you know, slow guy, just put him out there, you feel me? Like, helped boost him even more, boosted him with the clips. Like, I mean, that seems obvious to me. Maybe I'm tripping, you know what I mean? Maybe he really was trying to help this guy and boom, boom, whatever. I don't see it like that, I'm not gonna lie.
Basically off camera for hours.
Adin just seems like the method, low key. If you want to get pushed out there and like, you can easily manipulate this little nigga to get you on there, it's gonna work. You know what I mean? That's what I'm seeing.
And hours about real shit, just real motivational life shit. And he's just, like I said, bro, to me, to anyone who's personally met him, I've never heard someone say anything bad about him. He's just very genuine.
Adin is a young, impressionable dude. And I think a lot of young dudes are impressionable. This will be no different than, you know, the young guy who graduates high school, doesn't know what he wants to do, and pursues the rapper career or the singer career or the basketball player career because they're idolizing LeBron James, Drake, or Morgan Wallen. He goes to...
Shout out LeBron James, though.
the extremes. He does cut his hair, does the push-ups and all this other stuff. But the difference is that Adin Ross platforms individuals, and Adin Ross has one of the biggest platforms for youth in America. It's just that simple. He doesn't do vetting behind these guys. He looks at surface level things. And these people know that. That's why they are able to infiltrate his place in his space, even though they don't necessarily respect Adin Ross. In that same Andrew Tate saga, Adin Ross was disrespected 50,000 times, straight up to his face, to be honest with you.
So because he's afraid and he's a coward, what else can you do but be a clown? And how do you be a clown? What do clowns do? They self-depreciate for your entertainment. They make a fool of themselves so you laugh. So why is he back on lean? For views, I guess. He may not even realize that himself. He's back on lean so he has something to talk about on his fucking stupid show.
Don't trust your little fucking finger, little stubby fingers. You're trying to slip a note away. Give me it.
That's what else is crazy. Is this guy was disrespecting Adin, bro. Disrespecting, bro. Like, for real. Disrespecting him left and right. And Adin just stayed on his meat, bro. Just kept riding, bro. Just kept promoting, bro. I love this guy. He boom, boom. I'm going to cut my hair to be like you. Like, gang, come on, dude. Come on, bro. Dude, he wasn't even treated good. Wow.
Accountant. It's not that I don't trust you, I just don't trust you.
Why do you not trust me? There must be a specific reason about me. Is it my nose?
It's because you're a fucking Jew. No wonder Kanye blocked you.
I like Adin, but he's a perfect example. He is a perfect example of why you can't give people money early. Well, look at him. He's a kid. He doesn't do any real work. He sits on streaming websites, fucking gambling, a dumbass. He keeps going on and off drugs and just being an idiot. Falling in love with whores, breaking up, and going on and off drugs, getting fat, putting on loads of weight. Like, he's too young to get rich. You can't give a kid a $50 million streaming contract. He's too young to get rich. You can't give a kid.
I can't. It's fucking Predator. I can't, bro. I don't care. You're ass. I don't care. I'm siding with Sneeko, bro. I don't care.
Which brings us back to the Trump conversation. Adin Ross is now seemingly backing away from his support of Donald Trump for a plethora of reasons, but I would honestly say that Adin Ross never knew anything about Donald Trump to give him his endorsement in the first place. It was just a cool thing to do. It was a cool thing to say, to be anti. It got you a certain group of friends, and because you are rich, it's not ultimately going to affect you, but there are real life consequences and actions to the things that you do say and support and empower on your platforms and channels, and Adin Ross took that very lightly. He often takes it very lightly. I can remember when he sat down with Your Rage Gaming and literally talked about why he supports Donald Trump, and it was
give me 3 reasons why Trump is better than Biden. I'm not saying you're wrong. I just want to know if you're actually talking and you're not just a bot repeating
first
shit.
of all, what happened with abortion is ridiculous. You should not be able to tell a woman what to do with her body. That's first of all. That's a woman's body.
You think
Yeah, why are we doing this right now, bro, on stream?
You're so brain dead. You're so brain dead.
Okay.
Wait, you think Biden was the one that wanted abortion to be? That's what you think? That's how that works?
He's a president. He can, you know what I'm saying? He can not ban it. What do you mean?
All right, bro.
What does a fascist mean? It means you are a far right authorization ultra analyst political ideology movement characterized by dictator leadership, centralized autocracy, militarism, forcible.
Yo, gang can't read, bro. He can't read, bro. Come on, dog.
Suppression of.
The president of the United States went on this guy's thing. Bro can't even read. And people are following his this political ideology that he's pushing. He can't even read. Keep in mind.
Opposition.
He literally should not be allowed to talk to these people. I don't even know why he can't see it as clear as day. Adin Ross and others live a life that is carefree and consequence-free. They are allowed to ride waves because they are ultra rich. They can say things, skew narratives, not ask real questions, not do any deep thought on anything, hell, not even lightweight thought on anything, and push whatever they want to without consequence, because at the end of the day, once they need to, they can pivot, they can switch. They have a young audience who follows them lock and step, and that may be fault of them, I can acknowledge that, but they have a young audience and they have a responsibility with that young audience, but they use it very recklessly, and those young kids are left holding the bags. Those are the ones who are left with dirt on their hands, going out there saying these disgusting things, and are actually having consequences to their actual actions based off of what's been done.
What'd you take? Fuck the woman. Fuck the woman.
What? No.
See, like, this is crazy, bro, because that is like a good representation of what people are getting from his content. You know what I'm saying? Like, people are getting, F the women. That's what people are getting from his content, bro. And even he's like, oh, whoa, wait a second, no.
No, wait. We love women. We love women.
But not like transgenders.
See, this is what they're getting from his content, bro. And these are young kids who are going out and then spreading this with all their people. That's sad, bro. Because now people are gonna look at this kid like he's a freaking idiot, which he kind of is, you know what I mean? But he's a child, bro. And it's these people pushing that.
Yes, sir. We love everybody. No.
All gays should die.
Oh, all gays gang, what are you saying, bro?
Yeah, gang, influence is real. It's funny because Sneako's even walking back on his voting for Trump rhetoric. And as I'm making this video, Rolling Stone put out an article saying that prominent influencers, including Theo Von, Joe Rogan, Andrew Schultz, are starting to distance themselves from the president. Now, these are people who helped put Donald Trump in office, put this person in power. But now, less than a year later, they are now walking back on these sentiments. The worst part about it is it's not like they're not hearing anything new or anything that wasn't available to them back then. Theo Von is backing off of Donald Trump based off of his stances on immigration because his father was an immigrant. Well, Theo, when he came on your platform, he was still the same way about immigration. Like, I don't know. Joe Rogan is also mad on Trump's stance on immigration. And Andrew Schultz is saying that he voted for none of this. Look, ultimately, it's not that I have a problem with these people using their power and influence to get whoever they want to be elected or empowered or platformed or whatever the case may be. But there's a couple things to note when it comes with this. One, you can't be mad when people criticize you and align you with those sorts of people. I think that it's very nasty to act like hanging around a KKK member shouldn't have you be tied to KKK values. Like, I think that that's a weird ideology in your mind. Two, don't act stupid as if you didn't know these things before. I don't understand why these people are trying to pull the wool over our eyes and act as if they didn't know what Trump was saying or any other politician or whoever else was saying before they platformed them. It's not something different. It's the thing that's maintained the same. Three, these people are using you. They know that you are so stupid. I made a video about the Nelk Boys not too long ago on this exact same situation. The Nelk Boys had Israel's prime minister on their platform, and it was so crazy to me that they had him on there because I knew that they lacked the depth of
that is wild. What business do the Nelk Boys have talking to the prime minister of Israel, bro? How does that even overlap, gang? That's actually crazy to me.
Somebody of that caliber on their platform. They weren't equipped doing the correct sort of pushback. And ultimately, they did nothing but further the narrative that the prime minister was trying to push. And openly, admittedly so, in their follow-up sit-downs, they had no clue what they were talking about and just took cue cards from other people.
So we walked in, and there was just like 20 people in suits there.
Bro, that's the thing, bro. The people trying to like push their political message are using these niggas so well, bro. Looking at like low-key, not too smart guys and being like, all right, for sure. They'll push our message because we're big time, you feel me? And they're gonna feel cool to be associated with us and like this, that, and the third. The Nelk Boys, what business do they have interviewing the Prime Minister of Israel, gang?
Yeah. The setup was already there, both flags, we couldn't touch anything or move anything.
And they don't give you any restrictions like don't ask this?
I'll be honest, they gave us a paper with questions to ask. But they also said they gave us a script to ask, but we didn't really follow it. Yeah. We tried our very best to ask some questions.
But I'm just telling you, this was like part of a much bigger propaganda effort, right? And a country that spends $150 million on its image, they are covering something. They when they spread all of this propaganda, it's like, we're not starving people in Gaza. You understand that this conversation has been happening for 2 years. You need to stop infantilizing yourself. It's like, we're just stupid people doing stupid stuff. You're 30 years old and you need to be aware of what's happening in the world and that your reach and your platforms mean something and it affects people. And I think the biggest reason why people were so upset for you, not because you brought someone and you didn't contest him, that it is the talking point that he used is the same talking points that have been used for 2 years to kill thousands of people.
It's time for us to start holding these streamers accountable and these content
like he said, bro, you're 30 years old. You're not a child, gang. Like, for real, focus, bro. Like, you should come on, dog. You're 30 years old. Like, you should be moving with some type of, you know, intentionality, gang. What is that?
To the fire. You don't just get to discard these things when they no longer suit you. And for a long time, we've let influencers and content creators get off this same tired ass gimmick, but it's not gonna fly anymore. I've heard a lot of people use the excuse that, can't you see Adin Ross is only doing this because he's seeing what's happening to people like Kirk that go out in public and speak. I don't think that anybody in their right mind is thinking that what happened to Charlie Kirk is going to happen to Adin Ross if he continues to endorse politics. I don't think that people even attribute Adin Ross to politics heavily. I think that this is just another one of those situations in which Adin Ross got manipulated and is now using that as some sort of bail or scapegoat in order to get out of the responsibility that he has for the actions that he did. Platform him, but vet him. Ask real questions. Do your research and do your due diligence. But you need to be real with yourself. If you don't have the depth and the knowledge to platform these guys, then you probably should not do it. I applaud the content creators that turn down situations in which they can clearly see they are about to get manipulated by the people asking to be on their platform. Your platform is bigger than mainstream media. Use it like it.
Yo, shout out Omeezy, bro. Good video. This is the end of the video. We're just gonna wrap it up real quick. Like, comment, subscribe, do all the things you're supposed to do on YouTube. I appreciate y'all.